Hi, this is a video for the installation guide for the Collaborative Platform Mentor Module version 3. So there's some primary tools that you'll need in order to even start developing. One is your IDE. We used Eclipse. Previous teams have used PHP Storm. We didn't run into any issues with Eclipse, so we'd recommend it. And the website is eclipse.org. The second thing you'll need is Apache, MySQL, PHP software stack, which you can get with XAMPP. Nicholas used it for Windows. I used it for Mac OS X. And basically you download here, and I'll show you how to kind of get it running and what you need to do. And then the next thing you'll need is a source control. We used source tree. So you can probably just go here and download it, but that'll be up to you at that point, what you want to use for source control. So once you have those tools installed, the first thing you're going to want to do is modify some files in the project. So when you're given the zip, you find your CoPlat folder and you unzip it, and you put this in your HTTP docs in the XAMPP. In the case for Mac OS X, it's actually in applications. So you're in applications here, you navigate to XAMPP, HTTP docs, and you just paste your folder here, CoPlat. And then, is it any different for Windows?
In Windows, it's in the C drive, or yeah, C XAMPP. I'm pretty.
Just the root?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's for Windows, and then this next part is the same for both systems. You're gonna have to come in here to modify a file. So you'll go into CoPlat, you go into protected, config, and main.php. And what you're gonna want to do is change the password for the database, and that is on line 91 here. So you're gonna want to comment that out. It's gonna be given probably with this line commented out, just because we're gonna have to deploy it. So you're gonna want to comment this out and use the no password as as the main thing for the database. And then in addition to that, you're gonna want to modify a second file, which is in protected as well, and that'll be in views.
I think it might be user.
User, right?
I think so. Oh, model.
Oh, okay.
No, user.
Model, yeah, model,
Yeah.
Model. Where is it? It's not sorted here. Okay. So this is basically for the email that gets sent out. Let me see here. Should be somewhere closer to the bottom. I don't know where it is. It is in here. I just don't remember.
It's one of these send email ones.
Yeah, it's one of these send email ones.
We can edit this out.
Yeah, okay. Here it is. All right, so it's in line 332. Basically, once you deploy it out into your server, you're gonna want to have this file. sorry, this line uncommented, this is what's going to be able to send an email. So if by any chance your directory changes for in your deployment server, then you're going to have to modify this. And once it's running locally, you would want to be using this if you're on Windows, and just modify it accordingly if you have Mac OS X or Windows. And that's it for the setting up. Once you have that, you're gonna want to go into you're gonna want to run XAMPP, and so you open it up and everything will start off in a stopped status. And so basically you just click on it and you click start, click there, you click start. You need both of those running. You do not need the Pro FTPD. And once you have that, you're just gonna go into your browser, type in localhost and the name of the folder, and in this case it's Coplat, and that's how you get to the site. But before you even get to the site, you're gonna have to set up your database, otherwise your site will never load. So the way you do that is you go to localhost/phpMyAdmin, and in this case we have it set up, but what you would want to do is create new, name it Coplat, and I'm gonna name it 2, but in what you would want to do is name it just Coplat by itself. You create it, then you're gonna want to click the database, select import, and you're gonna want to navigate to wherever the unzipped project directory is, where you can find the database that was provided to you. And then, so it should be a .SQL file. And you just click go, you leave everything else on default, and everything should be imported, and you'll have your database. And that'll be how you start your development and how you start using the system.
Alrighty guys, this is the video to explain how to manage and modify the collaborative platform, so you can hopefully start coding. The first thing I really want to explain here is the file system. So once you have Coplat loaded up in your IDE, whichever it may be, in this case we have Eclipse, I want to show you where you can find everything, right? So all your models, views, and controllers are found in this protected folder, right? Open up protected and you'll see that you have a list of models, a big list of views, and the controllers, right? Just open it up, you can see all the ones that we have available. Usually there's a model that exists for every entry or every table in the database. It usually comes with a model. Here you have your controllers, and here you have your views. There's a couple weird things, such as where to find some of the login page information. It's not here in protected. For whatever reason, it is located in themes. If you go to themes, bootstrap, and you look at the views here, you'll see that you have access to the login page, the about page, and a couple other things. So in case you're looking for something that seems lost, that's where I'd look. Also, they have the layouts. The main layout where all the nav bars and everything are set up are located here. Okay, so that's where everything is located, more or less. The next thing I want to explain to you guys is how to add and modify stuff to your database. So right, once you're logged into MyAdmin, you just go look at Coplat. From here you can take a look at any of the existing tables that we have, take a look at the structure, things like that, make changes. There's some guides and stuff for this online. Also, if you want to execute any sort of SQL queries, phpMyAdmin gives you that option. The only advice I really want to give here is that the way Yi is set up, it's not recommended really to put multiple values in a single row on a table. If you want to save a lot of values for, one thing, like for example what we did, that for any given application we needed to save the things that a mentor had chosen on that application. It could have been many things. So for example, in this case we made one application here with an ID of 3. That is the link to just the main, this is the entry for just that application. And if you go to this other table, which we call domain mentor pick, you get to see these are all the ones for application number 1. You see all the picks made by the mentor on that application. So we'd recommend you do things that way. Let me see. Aside from that, Yi also comes with a built-in tool called Gi with a G. Let me show you how that works. You can use Gi to automatically generate models and views based on what you have in your database. So you would go to localhost coplat index and then type in Gi. That should take you to the Gi page. The way it's automatically set, or the way it's set up right now, the password is Gi. The same thing, G-I-I. Go in there, and from here you can create models, views, controllers, all that good stuff. If you want to find out more about that, they have some guides online. The next thing I would say, anything that you want to learn about Yi, I would highly recommend just go online, search the Yi site. They have it set up kind of like a wiki. If you want to take a look at any of the source code for Yi, anything for widgets, all that stuff, it's located here in the framework folder. They have a couple views. Let me see if I can find widget. Well, whatever. In here they have all the information you need about the Yi widgets. For the most part though, we found that the widgets provided by Yi did not give us a lot of customization when it came to forms. So we wound up having to resort to using JavaScript and jQuery, which I would highly recommend that you look into if you want to really customize the way your views look. For example, what we have set up for selecting project and personal mentors, this was all done with JavaScript and jQuery. This is not a built-in Yi widget. If you want an example of how to kind of use that, if you were go into protected views and take a look at, let me see, all the application stuff. That's where all the good stuff is. For example, application personal. Here you would see how you can use JavaScript to really customize your views, and really it just starts off using this. But if you want any, this is the place to look for any sort of resources on that, or also online. The last thing I really want to talk to you guys about is using Chrome to debug. Oops, daisy, not Chrome. Well, I used Chrome, but you can do it on really any sort of browser. I find that Chrome is the best one in my opinion. I really use it, but by just going onto your page and clicking inspect element, you give yourself a bunch of options. You can see the HTML. Sometimes you're provided with a console, but I'd highly recommend that you utilize these tools provided by your browser. And I think that should cover everything you really need to get started, and wish you guys good luck.